calling. Said I love you forever. We can make it together. What goes up must come down. With lots of friendly faces all around. And nothing's ever lifting me higher than a touch of your sweet desire. Well, we're all built and right. We just have to hold on through the night. As long as we are watching the fire, we'll be safe from the devil's choir. Stand by you when you're falling, when the river is calling. Said I love you forever. We can make it together. Yeah, yeah. When things go wrong, it's easy to sing a sad song. Seems like nothing comes for free, yeah. And it won't take a lot. Your fragile soul will soon be strong.
Hey everyone, I'm Calvin with Southern Country Living.
And I'm Marie.
And today we're doing our Sunday chat for March the 9th of 2025. And if you look directly behind us, you'll see the creek here. And we're today at a creek that's about less than a mile away from where we was last Sunday. And this is the Presbyterian Church here in SilverCreek. And this is the same creek. It just weaves back through there and goes over to the other church and several other places, don't it, Marie?
Yes.
It's a good winding little creek. You can't see it from here, but over this direction, there's a bridge that crosses the creek, and that bridge is a brand new bridge. And the old bridge that used to be there, you can see part of the concrete still there for it. But I remember as a child when I was, 8, 9, 10 years old, we used to come up here all the time. And the way the road was made, you could drive right down beside the bridge, and you could drive right through the creek. And people would drive in there, especially on the weekends, and they'd stop and wash their cars. Mm-hmm. And while they'd wash the cars, the kids would be playing in the creek. But that was a lot of fun. That was some good memories from years ago. And then right back up here, right before it gets to the railroad tracks, there used to be an old country store there. And then also the post office was there, but that's years ago. All that's gone now. And but this is just such a beautiful place over here. And the time does change back. If you're watching this on Sunday morning, hopefully you remember to set your clocks forward and adjust for the new time.
Also, they have tent revivals over here.
Yeah, right here where we're sitting.
Every so often they have a community lunch for people in the area, and I think that that's a nice thing for a church to do too.
It really is.
It helps the people out in this area who are needy.
Now where we're sitting, we got the sun directly in our face right now, but it looks like it's going behind a cloud this second, so that'd be good. Okay, for this for devotion this week, Marie's going to go ahead and do that. It's on Matthew 6:24, and it's entitled Wholehearted Service.
It says, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. And like Calvin said, that was Matthew 6:24. And then Joshua 22:5 says, be very careful to keep the commandments and the law that Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you, to love the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, and to keep his commands, to hold fast to him, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. And then the devotion is, this is where the rubber meets the road. You're either serving God or you're not. It doesn't matter what you say you're doing. Your words and actions will eventually reveal who or what you are truly serving. Following God wholeheartedly is not following half-heartedly. It's not following God at all. If He doesn't have all the devotion of your heart, then whatever it's claiming, the other part of it will eventually push God out of the way. Where's your heart? And I can tell sometimes where people's hearts are. I know you're not supposed to judge, but your fruits will certainly show. And you can tell, whether someone is truly serving the Lord wholeheartedly or not, just by their actions, their words and their deeds. So you can definitely tell that by their actions when they may let out. They may slip up some. We all do that too. But I'm talking about how they're living, their lifestyle. What fruits are they really showing? We're not to judge, but like the devotion says, we are to love God and serve Him with our whole heart, and not trust in our riches and do things that are not pleasing to God with our money also, and just to put God first, and your fruits will show.
Good devotion, Marie. Thank you. Can you see okay?
Yeah.
I should have wore some sunglasses. The sun's about got me blinded right now. But yours looks good on you. Okay. This last week on Monday, we went to the Piccadilly, and that's not our regular day. We usually go on Tuesdays. But this week we went on Monday, and they had something different. They had pot roast. And that's the first time I've had their pot roast, as far as I know, ever. And it was really, really good. And I told Marie, I said, I'm going to have to go back again on Monday. I enjoyed it so much. We had a fantastic meal that day, didn't we?
We did. I just love their country cooking up there. Sometimes just going up there and eating, and you don't have to prepare that big meal, is a break for me, and you too, isn't it, since we do so much cooking.
Absolutely. And we also on Tuesday, we went off and did a few little small errands, and we ran into one of our viewers on Tuesday. I believe it was in the morning time, but she lives over in the Jamestown area, which is a part of the Lindale community, and her name is Sally. And she waved at us and called us and came over and spoke to us, and it was nice meeting her.
It was, and sometimes we meet some of the people in Walmart that knows us, and we don't have a pencil and paper right on hand with us, and it's hard to remember your names because we may see 2 or 3 people at Walmart's that knows us. But if you have ever been at Walmart's and you've seen us and recognized us and spoke to us and we didn't say your name, we're very sorry. But without us writing it down, it's difficult, isn't it, Calvin?
My memory's gone. I used to think I was smart. I could remember so many things, and I can't remember anything.
Believe me, your memory is still very good. It's better than you think. But, we do have trouble with names.
I hope that y'all can hear the birds that's singing around here. Have you heard them, Marie?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping that some of that's coming through on the microphones because it's just so nice.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my brother Jural, a lot of you keeping up with him, and right now he's doing real good. I didn't get to see him yesterday, but I seen him the day before, and he just looked so good. And they were taking him down to rehab, and he loves going to rehab. And so that was good.
When you were in the hospital, you didn't like rehab, did you?
I did not like rehab. They made you go there and work. But my brother Jural, he likes going to rehab. And I've got video of him being in rehab before, and they'd put him on the like a stationary bike, and he would pedal that, and he just loved that. A little memory, since I mentioned that, years ago when my brother was young. Now, he's always been disabled, but after major surgery, I think he had maybe 15 surgeries or something. He had a lot of surgeries. He was able to walk, but he walked with a limp and everything, but he was able to walk. But when he was young, Mama got him a 3-wheel bicycle.
Right.
And that was back about the time when we had first got married, wasn't it, Marie? Back in the early 70s.
We lived on the same street, and I used to see him many a days going up that street on that 3-wheel bicycle.
He rode that 3-wheel bicycle everywhere.
Yeah, and that was a big feat for him to do because he has cerebral palsy, and he was very, I don't know the right word for it, but...
He did it.
He did.
And then, of course, as he evolved and got older, he ended up getting an electric chair. He had to have that. And he would get in the electric chair and he would ride from Mama's house or Grandma's house. He would ride down to the church. I would say it's about 0.2 of a mile away.
Yeah.
And he'd ride his electric chair down to the church and go to church.
He would.
They had a ramp where he could get in, and he used to love that. And he still asks me every time I go over there. He says, Calvin says, have they got a new preacher yet at the church? And they've been through so many preachers over the last few years that I cannot possibly remember. We don't go to that church anymore, but that's the church that my grandma went to, and he went there. And we went there, but we just don't go there anymore.
No, we go to the one out in our community now. And also, Jural used to get in that chair, and he would go to Walmart. You know, he would get on the bus. Right. And and he had a job, actually, he had a job, several jobs. So he, you know, even though he has cerebral palsy, he didn't let that get him down. He still he worked operating an elevator.
He did, yeah.
And then he worked one time putting parts together. He had a sit-down job in there at that particular time, putting parts together. I don't know what it was. It's been a long time ago. But now he's bedbound, and he, you know, he cannot get up and walk or anything like that. They have to use a chairlift for him now.
Yeah. Now, there is a big train track that's just right here behind us. So if a train comes, it'll be so loud I'll have to stop the chat and let the train pass, but we may get lucky. It may not be one coming. Last Sunday, I had told you I'd had some problems with my blood pressure, and I think I figured out what was causing it. I made some changes, and my blood pressure has been real good all week long this week, so I'm happy about that. Monday morning, I do have a CT scan scheduled for all my upper abdomen. And that's to check to make sure that cancer has not came back that I had in my esophagus. So y'all definitely be praying for me on that. Be
praying for me too, because when I go to him for these visits and all, sometimes I'm nervous. So y'all just pray that God gives me strength and everything, because I get nervous when he has to go through them.
Biggest complaint I have, for some reason over the last few days, I feel bloated. I feel swollen up a little bit. And I'm not quite sure why I'm having those problems, but we'll deal with them. It's just minor things that you deal with as you get older. On Thursday of this coming week, I do have a regular scheduled appointment with my heart doctor. And so we'll talk to him and see how things is going with that. As far as Marie's health, you've been doing pretty good this last week. But now you've been right on the edge of being dehydrated. And so you're not dehydrated, but you're having to watch it real close, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'm also having to watch Calvin real close too, because this week he fell right in front of me. In our own house, he tripped over an end table and fell right in the floor and bruised his arm completely up. This whole side of his arm is bruised. He probably didn't want me to throw this in.
I wasn't going to talk about that, but that's okay.
But anyway, but I'm just glad that he wasn't seriously injured or anything like that.
And I didn't, I wouldn't call it a fall. I didn't lose my balance and fall, but I actually tripped. My left leg hit the foot of the table, the leg of the table, And I mean, when I hit it hard, and I was down just like that.
Yeah, so he has been a little sore this week, and on this arm right on here, it did swell up a little bit this week. But other than that, I think we're doing pretty good right now. And so y'all please remember us in prayer that all the tests come out good.
Yeah, that was one reason we had a couple of throwback videos this week.
Right.
I had to sort of recover from being sore. Okay. Marie, you want to talk about our videos we had this last week?
Okay.
I'm just sitting here in amazement at how beautiful it is here this morning.
Yeah, it's good to be out in nature, and you can hear the birds singing, and then you can hear the creek. And it's nice to be out after we've had this cold winter down here in the south, which I'm sure that y'all would think it was summertime from where some of y'all live.
Okay, and I hope all the sound is coming through good like it did last week. Last week the sound worked good.
Right.
We are using a new type of microphone, and I'll try not to touch it because it make noise if I touch it, but I've got mine covered with the shirt so the wind won't bother it, and hopefully it's coming through good again this week. Okay, the videos that we had last week, the first video was our Sunday chat, and the title of it was True Fruit. Was the title of Sunday chat for last week.
Yeah. This one sort of went along with it too.
Yeah.
Called Wholehearted Service. This one went along with it also.
It did. I heard someone blowing their horn. Okay. The second video we had this last week was the apple crisp. And there's one picture that you'll see in the in our intro that shows Marie standing there holding a saucer with cake and apple crisp and ice cream, and that picture came from that video, Apple Crisp. Yeah. And we actually Marie made that 2 years ago.
Yes.
But that was a really good dessert and a really good video also, Marie. Okay, the third video that we had last week, now this is why we were tired, Marie, was this third video.
Yeah.
We did the spring budget decorations.
Yeah.
And we ended up spending about 3 or 4 hours in the kitchen redoing all that, didn't we?
We did.
And I made the video short, and if you see me putting up the blinds and the curtains, it looked like I went over and done it so easily and so smoothly, but it took me at least 30 minutes to get the old mounts down from the blinds that was up there.
Yeah.
Once I got them down, everything went smooth.
And it would have been easy to have put those curtains up a lot easier, but you have to bend over the sink, and it's actually hard to get to.
Yeah, it's a real tricky place to get to.
I knew that. I have put up curtains there before, but I was a lot younger then.
Yeah, and also on the when we did that day, and Marie was putting together her flower arrangement, she didn't have any of the moss to put in the side of it.
No, and I didn't have the floral tape either, so I just used what I had.
Yeah.
I still hadn't finished the whole arrangement yet. I still am going to work on it.
Yeah.
I did get the moss and all, I got a few more things to go in it.
Or are you talking about those butterflies?
Yes.
That you got? I like those butterflies. After you get the moss in it and the butterflies, I'll get another picture of it and put it on our video.
I also wanted the blue butterflies, but when I went back, they didn't have them, so I got the
Okay.
yellow ones. They'll probably show up better anyway.
Now here comes a hot rodder. Give him a second to get by. Pickup truck, Dodge pickup truck. Okay. The next video that we did last week was that was the one pan meal. We did the baked chicken with the potatoes and the green beans. And that was so good.
It
didn't last long enough. I wish that we would have made twice as much, or either we need to make that again because that was really good.
It was, and those green beans were frozen green beans, but the way they were seasoned and all, they taste like fresh. They were delicious.
They were really good.
Yes.
Okay, the next video we had on Thursday night was the creamy corn salad. And that was a throwback video that we had done about 2 years ago also. But I still remember that corn salad. That was very good.
Yeah, and I thought about that salad, and I was thinking that if I had just put a little bit of lime juice, or not lime, but lime in it, squeeze some lime in it, that would even made it more. I think that would have kicked it up a notch.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next video we did Friday night was the easy chicken cobbler. And it's basically similar to a chicken pot pie.
Right.
But it's, you know, made a little different, but hey, fantastic. You can't find anything that tastes any better than that. I promise you, it was good. Marie, we've had a couple of people, or one person made a comment at least, that she noticed that you weren't wearing your brand new rings.
Oh, I still have them. I just don't wear them, you know, all the time, especially when you're cooking. You don't want to wear your brand new rings.
And you save those for when you're going out somewhere special, don't you?
You'll probably see them in the videos from time to time.
Yeah. As you've had them longer, you'll start wearing them more.
Yeah.
But I remember when you first got
these
those
are
rings.
just, I call these my everyday rings. I don't have that much jewelry anyway, but the jewelry that I do have, if it costs just a little more than, you know, I regularly pay for it, I do try to take care of it.
Yeah. Well, I remember when you first got those, you wouldn't wear them very often because you didn't want to get them dirty or hurt or anything.
Yeah.
But okay. Okay, Marie, I think that covers everything for today. We've been fortunate. We hadn't had but one loud truck to go by today, and so that was real good. And I absolutely cannot see the camera, so I hope everything's still working good.
I know it, because when we're at home, we can see the camera, and we can also tell when the battery's getting low.
Yeah, but I think everything's doing fine. Look who's coming up behind us. We got a visitor coming up from behind us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who?
Our son, Lamar.
Oh, really?
So what we'll do, we'll let him get on over here. We'll go ahead and close out real quick.
Okay.
But y'all have a great week. We appreciate y'all watching our videos. And this is our son, Lamar, that's walking up behind us. Hey, Lamar.
Hello.
You must have seen us over here.
Hey, man, what you doing?
We're doing our Sunday chat. Introduce yourself right quick.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Lamar. I'm your son.
Our only son.
Yeah, the only son.
Okay, Marie, you go ahead and close it out, and then we'll be through. But
Well, I figured y'all be out there wading in the creek.
well, we are in a few minutes.
Y'all,
Okay, so y'all do what you love and love what you do, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
bye.
Some might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner, or at least I used to be. 'Cause now a wildfire is raging deep inside, and my heartstrings are pulling like the tide. And the match that drew a spark was a single stolen kiss. And if that ain't love, I don't know what is. I've kept my feelings grounded and gone without, all kept within. By these high walls I've been surrounded, walls to her eyes only paper.